Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Paladins OB52 patch preview show. It's where you get all the good stuff, all the new and exciting things coming into the realm. My name is Evan Rayner, Rain Day, and somebody's sharpening something. I don't know if I should be excited or scared right now, Nick. High-risk pretty hair joining us.
Just
still
a good day for sharp metallic objects, you know what I mean?
Still silent as ever. And, man, I mean, teasing should have happened before. Maybe yesterday or something. I don't know. You guys wanted more.
We had a little bit of a
We didn't tease a lot this time, but we teased something here. Maybe that's these guys' fault right here. Let's talk about the head guys here. The head honchos, Garrett, lead designer for Paladins, High-Res Martin, High-Res Holt, the lead art director for Paladins. How you guys doing today?
Doing good.
They're doing good.
Nice.
Excited.
There's a lot of stuff to cover.
There is. There's a bunch of stuff.
This is a good one. This is a good one. People are going to be excited about this.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of pages.
Lots of pages. I got it. Look at all this.
I don't need notes.
Look at that. That's got to be good stuff right there.
I'm environmentally friendly, guys. I'm going off the cuff here.
Okay, I like it, man. And you're that should be me. I'm like the LA, you know, electric car kind of stereotype there. So let's get into what we've got going on. We've got a match lobby that was introduced to us last patch. Now I hear there's a phase 2 going on with that.
Yeah. So we touched on kind of the beginning portion, and now the end of match lobby is going to receive some tweaks too, with a lot of the numerics and how we show things there.
Very
specifically, now it was a big ask by the community to be able to, after a match ends, look at like the legendary selections, the items choices, whether or not someone went record, etc.
Of course.
And then the loadouts. So right now, or in 52, once you end your match, you can see all of that from everyone in the game. Bunch of information for everyone who likes to like super analyze things and get into the nitty gritty. So you can really be like, yo, this is why we got stomped.
So this is why we got stomped.
Yes.
Okay, that's why the Drogo's Fire Spit seemed to just never stop. It was Masterful 4. Let me get that. This is going to be a really good tool for newer players, don't you think, Nick?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just one of those things where we never have had access to. You have to look it up. There's that great feature that allows you to search, you know.
And a big thing that we're bringing to our broadcast now is at the end of every game, after all the pros have played, we will, spend some time on this screen just so you guys can get a look at, maybe take a screenshot of what all the pros are building, what their loadouts are, what their legendaries are.
It's going to be a great addition to the realm. We are not going to be able to see that now, but trust me, it looks fantastic, and a lot more information as you go forward. The next big thing, though, this is a big change, and this is something we've been working on behind the scenes for a while. This is something I welcome particularly. It is a new game mode, and it is called Onslaught, and it is very reminiscent of some other game modes we might have played in our past. That's a little bit more free-firing, a little bit more
combat-focused.
Combat-focused, you may say. That's a nice way of putting it. Talk to us about this new game mode, Onslaught.
So it's a lot of fun. We're bringing the game mode Onslaught into the rotation.
Okay.
It is definitely a combat-centric, combat-focused game mode. The whole premise, if you're familiar with maybe one of Hi-Res's other games, Smite, similar to Arena, where you are kind of interacting with this ticket counter.
Yes.
So there are 2 ways for your team to win. Well, actually, there's 1 way for your team to win and 2 ways to do it. So the first team to 400 tickets wins the match, or if the match it caps out at 10 minutes too, and the highest team score will win then. But getting kills will get 5 tickets, and then also there is a center capture area. It's not really you're not even really capturing anything. It's more of a control. You're controlling this area, and as you control this area, if it's not being contested, so you're doing a good job of killing all the bad guys, making sure they're staying away from your special area, and then you can slowly tick up, I believe it's 2 tickets per second, which is very hard to do because the spawn rate is quicker in Onslaught.
And it's a big zone, too. It's not like the traditional little mini capture points.
It is much bigger than that. Yeah, exactly. And we are reusing the 2 formerly survival maps. So it is Primal Court, and then and then the snow one as well.
Oh, what's the name? What's the name of that one?
The
Snowfall Junction.
I'm asking Garrett because he didn't know.
Look at those. I know.
I'm here for
him. There's too many words, man. All right.
Oh my God, Snowfall Junction.
But
how could you? That's
I'll
like
never
where we
leave
grew
him
up.
out in the cold.
Oh wow, nice, nice, very cool. Everyone knows you're just such a
Badumtis.
But
anyways,
it's an awesome game mode. It's a lot of fun. You just get to go in, dive in, and get this crazy, like, sometimes in Siege, right, there's like this kind of like, you're dancing around the objective, now it's the payload.
Sure.
Now it's like, I want to go in and I want to just use this weapon or like
From a
idiots is a nice way.
from a high level, to me, this is a mode that is allowing people to warm up in games, to allow you to say, hey, maybe I want to play Siege, but I want to get warm. I want to play. I still want to interact and competitively aim and work on my shot. I'm going to jump into this. There is a cap. It's the first to 400 or 10 minutes, correct? So you're not going to play more than 10 minutes. So it's a quick game. You can know, hey, I got work in 20. I got to get in the car, but I know this will guarantee only a 10-minute game, which is one of the things I love about Arena personally in Smite, because I couldn't play Conquest when I had to do, it was college practice, I had soccer practice, college courses, not soccer practice, and then soccer practice. College practice.
I practice for college too, man.
I guess that's high school, right?
Talking about, I guess so.
I had all that, and then I mean, when you're able to do that and help people to stay involved in the game, even if they got busy lives, so it's a lot of fun. Just shoot each other. You respawn, not like survival where you're in the round if you die and you can't come back till the next round. Correct. So very much just free flowing.
And definitely one thing to note is the items. You get you can get closer to full build in this mode, even though it is a little bit quicker. So this is a good thing, right? You don't have to like maybe get to that like 20-minute Siege game. That may not even happen for a while, but you are still able to get enough credits to buy, level 3 items and really test out the limits of some of the champions. Yeah,
that's incredibly important. And, if you're playing a Lex or Maeve or Skye, God help you, we have a improvement to the quality of life. For when you see that post-match lobby. A lot of people had to be Russell Crowe and a brilliant mind to understand what a flank kill was, why they got it or why they didn't. I still didn't understand, and I work for the company. And so we made it a little bit easier. It was a very simple thing when you understood it, but flank kills have now turned into killing blows.
That's right.
So just last hit, that's your stat.
We feel it's still an effective measure if a flank is doing your job. If you're not really icing people out as a flank, then maybe you should be playing the damage and maybe focusing more on poke. So really successful flank will have a lot of killing blows by the end of the match, and now that's what you guys are going to be rated on.
Awesome. That sounds good.
Yes.
Very good quality of life change as well. Another quality of life change that I recently experienced on stream. In fact, every hour I get about 4,000 new notifications, and it's because I'm getting friended
really
about 16 times every minute by someone in particular. It's actually it's not fame. It is one person who wants to be my friend that bad that it for my entire life.
Evan.
Exactly.
Hey, Evan.
It's like that, but digitally.
You change your mind
That's
yet?
more annoying though. I don't know why. But anyways, you will now have the ability to ignore and block people in the realm. I know that's a big quality of life change.
Yeah, I mean, we know it's the internet. Anonymous people can sometimes be jerks, so we apologize for not having the functionality in sooner, but definitely now it's just a slash command. So big quality of life upgrade, and we will be improving other chat functions in the future now, but we saw this as a kind of a needs now issue, so threw it in there.
Great. Slash ignore and then slash block. Those will be the commands if you're interested in using those for anybody. Hopefully not. We have the weapons chest as well that was introduced with the skins chest and allows you to just purchase the weapons and make sure you're just going after what you want. That's seeing a price reduction in this patch. What is the reduction going on for there?
20 crystals. We're dropping it to 80. So for you people in the know watching this patch notes now, I would hold off. You don't necessarily got to go buy that shiny new weapon. Get the insider trading. And,
beat the market.
That's right.
Nice. So moving on after that, there are, again, a big topic that I think people are excited about, really want to see more of. It's the mastery skins. It's being able to outfit their new champions. And, we got 5 last patch. And we got more this patch. Thomas, who's coming into the realm to show off your mastery skills with?
So we've got Maldamba, which is one I've been waiting for. He looks amazing, like with the mask, the feathers, and stuff like that. Eating the snake, of course. But yeah, we got Maldamba and we got Eevee kind of joining us in this realm. And as I mentioned before, we will continue to kind of push them out with each patch.
I'm going to put you on the spot here. How many are we getting next patch?
Thinking.
Well, no, I know how many. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to answer or not.
That's why I said I put you on the spot.
Yeah, so right now, I think we're on course for probably 3 more for this next patch. And like I said, we'll kind of, depending on the the workload and depending on what needs to go into it, because it is those skins, right? And I think that's where it's easy to put a screenshot together, and it's one of the things that has it. But when we do mastery, it's not just that; it's they get full effects with it. It affects all the weapons and the overall treatment for the character, along with they get the spray, they get the emote, they get the MVP, and all of those are custom to each champion for that mastery. And so it is a lot of content for every champion that we do.
Yeah, so that's why it's cool.
Nick and I are still struggling here without any 15s. And,
I'm almost there.
And you
my
know,
co is off a little bit.
To me, it's almost like slow down because I need to work on the ones that you just released, try and get those, and then I still don't have a cosmic one. I'm sad about that.
Slacking.
But this is something I can get. You can get as well. Coming into the realm, upcoming here in this next patch, it's Ying. She's getting a new skin, and she's a little bit automated here. You may say, Mrs. Roboto.
Yes.
Replicant.
That's
skin.
right.
Yes.
Ying.
Yeah, so this is a brand new skin for Ying, and I think we're going to show her here in the lobby, and you can kind of see the movement.
Yep.
This thing's really nice. So she's got a voice pack with it. Hopefully we'll get a chance to hear that. But it's definitely that kind of like AI kind of treatment. And like I said, I think this is probably the best way to see her is in game.
Yes.
She's got full VFX treatment. She has a whole new mirror. There's some coloration stuff that we're still kind of addressing that will hopefully get up to PTS, but definitely before live for the mirror. But if you look at it, you'll see like those fiber optic kind of things that we've replaced with the hair and with some of the clothing kind of bits actually have that movement kind of moving through them and stuff. So it looks really, really good in game.
I mean, the coolest part about it, as we take a look into the voice pack, is probably the style of, I think, just feel that it brings to Ying. Very different from a typical Ying experience when you hear this. So let's take a listen to the voice pack now. Like I said,
I like the minimalist route.
Very unique experience when you play Ying. Just
you have to make sure the speakers are plugged in.
Meditative Ying coming through. We have some stream water running, and no, I'm just kidding. This is actually one of the cool things about this, Nick, too, that you were just mentioning, the hair. I mean, that's one of my favorite pieces about this, Thomas, and being able to just customize. Still, you can buy the skin, correct, just all together, this whole set, but you could still customize the pieces.
Yeah,
that hair looks awesome on any Ying
You got to
skin.
find those jank combos that works. That's what I would go for.
Yeah, you get to obviously swap the pieces. Kind of as we mentioned last time, we're definitely trying to kind of get that content into kind of more like the champion skin, which in this case is the attachment, which is her hair, as mentioned. And then you have like the body, of course, that goes with that skin, and then the voice pack. And then in addition to that is the weapon within the overall. So,
so cool. So cool. I don't want to say lifeless, but that's not in a bad way.
Lifelike.
It's I like that. I like that there. Yeah. You run this skin and you do the lifelike legendary.
Yep.
Man, we haven't seen lifelike in like since it got nerfed. It has not been used at all. I've never seen that fall off harder.
But you also haven't asked how people get this.
Oh, I was about to ask that. Great job. You're doing my job.
Let me transition to you.
Because I wanted to maybe see, but yes, how will people get that? Is it direct purchase? It's direct purchase. Yep. Okay.
Yep. You want it? You can buy it.
Yep.
Yes.
Baby, I want it. I love it, man. That's fantastic. Let's keep it moving because that was a fantastic skin. Of course, Ying coming in with Replicant. Direct purchase. Going to allow you to grab that if you want it. If your crystal pockets are deep enough, and I think I'll be able to grab some of that as well. One of the cool things about this, I think we're going to be able to show this in game too, and some of the effects. So, what level of skin is this? Because I still don't know all the differences, and maybe you can help everyone, just be aware of what they're getting for this level of skin.
Yep. So this is definitely an epic skin.
Okay.
Definitely epic skin. The sound team, the VFX team, all have had their part in this. I'm being told that we're going to see in game very soon. But yeah, so she's got this super unique kind of digital modulation on all of her. So summoning illusions, firing her weapon.
Wow.
Even her voice pack. It sounds pretty impressive. Like, what did I compare it to? I think it was kind of like the digital, I don't know, when Transformers came out, it had like that super unique, like
the transforming noise, like a
yeah, I love that. I love that. And I think we've captured it, but she's still
nailed it, right?
She's
Did you do sound effects for it?
Yeah, it was.
I think that was you. Yeah, that's why you're gone.
But we'd be able to mesh that kind of style with Ying's personality, kind of the mysticism, the crystal, and it actually lines up extremely well. In addition to the VFX, she's a very VFX-heavy character.
Yes.
Like, she has this beam, her illusions flash, and there's things happening all around them, and then they detonate. It's really cool and impressive. So I definitely recommend the skin, and we are going into game?
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
And we have a Bomb King announcer pack as well.
Excellent there. So look at that beam. That's almost like a plasma beam there. I don't know. How would you
Hello,
describe that,
friend.
Thomas?
Well, like I said, the full VFX treatment, and the VFX team kind of working through to make sure that the theme for her and kind of that overall look is carried in. That it involves her attacks, her abilities, just her normal effects as well. If we can get, there you go, where you can kind of see.
Dude, that beam is so cool.
Yeah.
And this sound.
Everything, man.
Oh, the reload.
Oh, the reload. Oh, dude, look at that flash. I told you it was cool, guys. I'm so excited.
You didn't lie. You didn't lie this time, Garrett. I'm proud of you.
Oh, poor Grover. But yeah, so she's going through, as I did mention,
I like it.
the mirror here is we had a slight bug as far as for this build, but the mirror that you'll see will have her coloration, it'll have the gold elements to it, and of course, as Zhin players know, the mirror will kind of show you, kind of the screen in front of you and have the same kind of aiming functionality that we've done with the rest. So yeah, it's a full epic skin with full treatment across all of our disciplines and all of our teams. Opportunity for a lot of those healing mains out there and the Ying players to kind of play Ying in a brand new kind of way.
With that old.
Give us an ult, love.
Time to take charge.
Wow.
Oh, and it shows the rate. Is that the radius that you'll get healed by the crystal too?
It might do that.
It
Wow.
might. Tactical advantage?
Gee whiz.
Tactical advantage.
That's pretty useful to know.
Banned.
Can we go through some of the voice lines? Because this voice pack is pretty dope.
You are no ordinary meat bag. Celebratory circuits engaged. Your entire life has been a mathematical error that I am about to correct.
Damn.
She
Have
fished
fun.
Lol.
Humorous. How many neural networks does it take to plug in a light bulb? Do not run, meat bag.
I feel like she's calling out Inara right here. Is this like a specialized
Nara
voice
is not a
bag?
meat bag.
Oh, she is.
She's a box of rocks.
My name is not Alexa.
Ooh.
Oh.
Shots fired.
I wonder what she could be referring to.
I know.
Yeah, so awesome skin altogether. Like,
Very cool.
Great execution.
Amazing,
Coming to the realm soon.
Amazing stuff, and this for direct purchase, and you will be able to grab this if you can. So make sure to save up on some crystals and grab this skin when it's available in OB52. Coming back, we've got more stuff. That's just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody knows the majority of the iceberg is not the tip.
Yes, everybody knows.
It's underneath. Did you get
right.
that? You saw where I was
it.
going there?
I saw
Okay.
Titanic.
90% actually of it is.
So
we actually don't.
So factual.
We're probably
Giving them
only.
just the tip.
It's all that college practice.
All that college practice just is helping me out right now. We've got another skin for another champion who had a really interesting performance in one of our community tournaments this last week.
She's coming up.
She's coming up. She's seeing a little bit of play. Shout outs to creatives giving her the light of day, and WSD actually having some success with her. It is Willow who's going to be getting her first skin since her release, and it is Viceroy.
That
she will
is
be
correct.
Yeah, and this is a rare skin. So we just saw an epic. This is a rare. It's the first one for Willow. Again, it's a beautiful theme, kind of carried out from our modeling department. And just as mentioned, because I know she is a little bit of an exception. For our Rust is her attachment are those wings. So when you get this skin, you'll get it together. You'll get the body. You'll get the wings, and you do have the option of swapping those out and trying those out on some of those other characters and skins.
Such a good pattern. That coloration is so vibrant. I love it.
It stands out, right?
Mint chocolate chippy.
It's really weird because like browns, I normally don't think of them as standing out, like in terms of
That's an
like just a
orange.
color.
Orange.
But the way it is, it's like an amber orange brown, right? With brown.
Amber orange.
This is my college practice.
Yeah,
coming up. And
Amber orange,
tangerine. It's like a
Tangerine orange?
yeah,
All right, that's a
tangerine
stretch.
orange. I don't know. It's an amber tangerine. How about that? And I think this one is going to be very exciting. Is this direct purchase? Is this in a
Yep, direct purchase.
direct purchase as well?
Yep.
Awesome.
That is correct.
Okay. Moving on, we have a couple of other skins that are really exciting for us on the esports sides of things, and we've been working and collaborating a lot with the art team, with the design team to try and help people who support the esports scene get rewarded as well. That's why we're introducing some brand new skins that are only exclusive to you if you partake in watching Paladins esports. These are some really cool skins as well. They're for some mainstay champions that you are bound to be playing. You've actually seen one of them already today. It is Blood Moon Cassie and Quicksilver Ying.
That is correct. She looks badass.
And so Garrett,
she looks badass.
Ooh, I like that one.
No, they're beautiful. This is Snapdragon recolor. So basically
right.
the original Snapdragon, which is one of the most famous, one of the original Ying skins, which was just amazing.
And we shattered the mirror too, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so what I want to talk about, and you guys explain to me, is, okay, we watch it through, we get these skins. This is to really just support people who are saying, hey, I want to tune into Paladins esports and support like that growing scene.
Absolutely. Yeah. You can find out the specific ways over our social media, Twitter. We'll do a blog post on it. But yeah, check it out, guys. Support the esports.
Awesome.
Watch the events.
Yep. Only way to get them.
Nick, when are we doing that this weekend? You remember?
2 p.m.
2 p.m.
Eastern Standard Time.
Ooh.
Saturday and Sunday.
Heck yeah, bro. Coming in when I need them. That's right. So, yeah, remember to go for Paladins Pro and Paladins Game at Twitter. You can follow those right now, and you'll be able to see more information on that. I'm sure we'll have some blog posts as well. Moving on, it is...
Is it that time?
What time?
It's time, right? It's been like a whole couple of weeks.
I know, right?
Yeah.
2 weeks.
It's been too long. It's been too long.
We know that it's been 2 weeks since you guys had a brand new champion to play with, and we just felt a little bad about that. Thomas and Garrett, they couldn't sleep at night. In fact, I found them in the office at times just huddled over in the fetal position crying. And I said, guys, what's going on? It's like, we just need more new champions faster. So they buckled it up. They put one together.
This
you
one,
can see he's wiping the tears off right now.
Yeah, this is one that, like, if we could have gotten in the game earlier, I would have been super happy. Like, he could not have shown up fast enough. For a fantasy game, he has a weapon that, like, I've been wanting for months and months and months and months and months into this game.
What kind of weapon?
It's a nice one.
It's a nice
really nice. It's different and it's amazing. The effects team, the model, it's so good.
I wonder
if
we'll find out more about the weapon. You've been teased more than I think is appropriate.
Yeah, more than fair. Let's show them. Come on.
But
no more
to let you know, the new champion to be introduced into the realm here, it is Zhin, the Tyrant, coming at you here with a flaming sword.
Yes.
I wonder how he's going to use that weapon.
I don't know. It is a projectile like shooting game, right?
It is. It is.
We
are a projectile-based shooting game.
Yeah. We'll have to see how that works then. So,
yes. No.
This guy looks pretty awesome. I want to leave you guys to discuss a little bit more about, the design, the artistic elements first, I think, which pop out before we get into the more core elements of the character, Thomas. Let's have you just comment on Zhin and his inspiration.
Well, as I mentioned, he's kind of doing a couple of things that we as a whole development team have wanted for a while. Like, I mean, the swords always come up, right? It's a fantasy-based, world and universe, and so trying to find a way to get that to work and look good and kind of react in our type of gameplay has been something that the team has set as a goal, and I think has accomplished it really, really well here. The other thing which we've also wanted to get introduced to the realm for quite a while is, we've got some characters, we got a lot of humorous characters, and we've got a lot of like positive and knights and do-gooders, that are there. And we've got a few greedy ones, and we've got some that are kind of maybe on the dark magic side of things, but he is actually our first, I would say, bad guy that we have.
What about Androxus?
Androxus
he's in the anti-department.
He's a little misunderstood, and
and
he's got some stuff. But Zhin is definitely in his own category. And so, without giving too much away about lore, because I know how the community is about that, but
we give him too much.
He's a criminal. He's straight out a criminal, and not just a pickpocket or a thief.
Criminal?
He is a leader of a dark organization within the realm, the Thousand Hand Guild. So
whoa, the Thousand Hand Guild.
Yo, don't talk about Thousand Hands.
Do they have 1,000 hands?
Thomas, what's the first rule about Thousand Hand Guild?
You don't talk about Thousand Hand Guild.
Okay,
I'm
done.
In now?
All right. So the art's really pretty.
Okay.
And that's all I can say apparently.
Wow.
The art's very pretty, and the gameplay is badass.
That's true.
Yes.
I mean, what would you expect from a member of the Thousand Hand Guild, right? What else? What else could it be? Really interesting stuff. I'm sure everyone's excited to see how he looks and how he plays in the actual game. We'll have that for everyone in a moment. And as far as, you know, kind of his role, right? We've seen his style, but what's his role when he actually gets into battle? Garrett?
He's a flank.
Oh.
He's quintessentially a flank. He is the lithe swordsman that gets into the fray, chops people up, maybe burns people. Who knows what happens.
Wow.
But yeah, he's a bad dude. It synergizes nicely with the fact that it's fire and swords.
Sure.
He does.
Malicious.
Him and Grover don't mix well.
Yeah, and we kind of flipped through it a little bit fast on there. But as far as his skins, he does have one common recolor. Yes. Looks really, really good as far as a shift just in his base color, which is what our common skins do. And then he has 2 uncommons, which have just some beautiful color schemes with them as well.
He's got the white hair.
Yeah, yeah.
And we saw the orange, like the orange pattern.
Yeah, the outfit. That one's probably my favorite, I think. Just as far as the overall tone and stuff, you know, him kind of like tearing it up in the realm and in the match, you know, with that. It looks pretty good.
Nice. Well, it's time to see him in game. Let's take a look at Zhin as he rides on that unicorn into battle with a flaming sword.
And
I don't know.
Noble steed.
You know, it's just the hero story right here.
Boom.
So
there you have it, guys. So as you can see,
he
his
shoots
sword
flames
is engulfed in
with
fire.
a sword.
He shoots fire with a sword, guys. I don't think you can get any cooler. And his reload right there, as you can see, poured that flammable oil right across the blade.
Yeah, this was an important thing for us. I mean, we are in a fantasy world. You know, we have a lot of magical creatures, but he's got a little magic of his own. But we did want to make sure that we delivered against this one with practical effects. So he does have a sword. It's got a channel down the middle. He pours out oil upon it, and so that's kind of his reload. So you can kind of see with the length of the flames coming down towards you, as far as about how much ammo you have, as far as just a visual indicator to go with the ammo count.
And then your sword gets less on fire as you throw.
That's correct. It does.
Kind of like how Torvald's hand starts to fall apart as you get lower. That's really cool.
We do what we can to make sure that there's as many tells and as many like subtle kind of ways to kind of keep the player, you know, engaged. They can focus on what they need to, but there's all these hints to kind of help them out with what's going on gameplay messaging wise. But yeah, so he's got this oil, and as he swings his blade, it slings that, you know, flaming oil out as a projectile.
That's correct.
I'm surprised
the VFX team did an amazing job. Like I said, this was a big challenge to kind of how to make this feel good and read correctly, not only from his perspective in 1P, which is very difficult, but also in 3P. And then also special shout outs to the animation team, because like even from the early playtest, the work that was put into this, and Daniel did the 1P animation is it's so dope. It's so
fluid.
good.
It's so powerful. Like it makes me feel like I am wielding the sword myself. And if you guys have been watching, you have noticed that each strike is actually not the same. This isn't like a gun where it's just the same bullet over and over again. Yeah. This is actually a attack chain like progression. So we could just kind of face one direction, not move your camera, and fire the first 2 and then the third. So those are your 3 swings. You have 2 quick ones that hit for the same amount of damage, and then your third one takes a little bit longer for a heavier windup and then hits harder. Boom, for 700. So this is definitely kind of a learned behavior as you get into this character and discover the nuances of playing it, hitting these projectiles, which also behave slightly differently than standard other projectiles. They travel straight. However, the farther away from you they go, they kind of fade off in speed. So it's definitely, you are more optimal the closer you get, as is his flank roll. But it is... God, it's so cool.
Very mid-range.
I could watch it all day.
He still has some range to him, though. Even though he does have, you know, that melee weapon feel, there is some semblance of, you know, a decent amount of range.
Yeah. And I think that's the point looking at this. He's meant to operate within probably the mid-range, not long range. And short range, he can do extremely well, but you're going to be very, very optimal in fighting between that mid to close range with this guy.
Dark Soulsy.
And going in when you know you can get the kill onto your target. Talking about this sword, I'm surprised you guys didn't give him gloves, by the way, because this is extremely dangerous. He's pouring oil on his hand, on the flaming sword.
How could we see his tats then?
Yeah.
But how does he even have a hand after like doing this
He's very
100
skilled.
times a game?
He's
every
a master.
match?
He's very skilled. He's not the kind of
He's
like
a part of the
crime
1,000 hand
boss.
guild. He just keeps getting new ones. That's what it is. They regrow their hands.
Oh gosh.
Oh god. No.
It's a
everybody
thing.
out there, chat.
Chat, make it a thing.
No, chat. This is not a thing. That is not official. That is not canon. That is bad. So
Paladin's lore, you got it right there.
So.
So moving on to his abilities, this is his weapon attack. It's similar if you're familiar with Smite, and you have kind of the weapon attack projection change where you hit for 1.5, longer time for the third one, but it hits a little bit harder. His right mouse button, I think this is kind of where he hinges as far as a character to maybe add a skill cap, a degree of difficulty to his play, and have the higher level players really maximize this a lot more than someone who's just running into the fray for the first time. It's called counter.
That's correct.
Now, what is this?
So I'd like to. So I want to display, if my cameraman can hear me, 2 instances. I'd like to do it once and unproc, and then we'll proc it the second time. That we can actually do the ability. Boom. So you have a very limited duration right there where you raise your sword above your head, and then as I wait for the perfect cooldown. So then if I do it again and then I proc it, nice. So you do immediate return melee riposte. That if someone is directly in front of you, you damage them. It's a very outplay moment.
Yes.
In that, if you're engaging against a fast firing character, you're gonna block 90 damage of one of Victor's hits, right? If you're going against a Drogo's or a Bomb King, then this blocked can have a lot more impact because you're saving yourself from a lot more damage.
Yes.
Also, a fun fact is this will this will kill every projectile in the game.
Oh wow!
Currently, including ultimate projectiles.
So Saris Convergence.
This
Evil
will
Mojo from Pip. Drogo's Dragon Punch.
Yes, even though that's not a projectile, but this counter will essentially protect you from any one source of damage.
So all those I mentioned.
From the front of your character. You're not protected from behind. And this isn't like Androxus where there's a bit of a larger field that you're kind of projecting in front of you. This is literally your character's collision. So it is a bit harder to execute on, absolutely, but there's potentially a much larger payoff in it. So it's a super high skill cap thing. And then actually what we didn't talk about is also one of his legendaries. If we could equip Retaliation.
Yes.
And one thing that goes along with it only being the character collision is you almost have to change how you're playing it because you want people to hit you, right?
Yes.
So you got to nix the strafe pattern. You got to walk. You just hold W at them and try and let them hit you almost because you're baiting them out. You're trying to take that hit.
Yeah. If we can just multiple procs. So the legendary Retaliation will allow you to continue to block those attacks. Normally the base ability is 1 instance of damage. The legendary card will allow you to just continually deflect in this kind of flurry of defense. It's really awesome, extremely effective, and has some potentially awesome outplay capitalization moments.
Now, for Victor, he was shooting pretty much the entire time. It procced 4 times. Is there like a maximum amount of times that it can proc? Is it about 4, 5?
Yeah, it's governed by the duration. He has another card that can also increase the duration of this, so you might be able to net 1 or 2 more swings out of it.
Got it.
But it's not like an infinite amount, because he can take a lot of damage in that time period, but it's still limited by the animation time of the swings.
Now, what I am noticing is when he goes in the counter and you don't shoot him, he has to stay in that counter. So he, like reversal, you actually can't cancel it early.
That's correct. Yes. There's no tricksy like I can cancel it early, come out and deal damage to you. You are committing to being safe, but you also are committing to the ability for the duration.
And having a tell of when your ability's over.
Exactly.
Right. Yep. So that's something that you have to be aware of. The melee strike looks like it deals about 700 right now, damage back.
That's correct.
Very. This is also called like have your best friends kill you. This legendary right here, because anyone just trying to shoot at Zhin could be just proccing this onto some helpless Victor who's in the front and causing his death. I mean, this is any source of damage. Any teammate could be proccing this.
Yep. Definitely intelligent use of this ability by Zhin can kill like the people that aren't necessarily even proccing it.
Wow. So let's talk about as we move in. We've seen one of his legendaries. I want to save most of the discussion. Well, actually, we're going to go into another one probably here with his Q skill for PC. It's called Billow. Now, he's mid-range. He's in the fight, right? He has this tool, what seems like, to either help re-engage or to disengage when situations aren't going well.
That's correct. At base, this ability is actually highly modifiable by cards, so I suggest you check it out. But at base, you kind of ignite into the smoke form, kind of just float around. It actually has a pretty long post animation on it, so it's not something you necessarily want to use and run at someone to gap close with. one of your other abilities can do that. This is definitely your get out of jail free card. This is your reversal into another step. This is your ice block into a blink.
Right.
The thing that is I have gotten my kill, and hopefully I can get out.
Right. And it doesn't seem like at base it travels that far. I mean, you're covering some distance. You definitely are. I think there are probably some cards that he's running
some cards in there, yeah,
that allows it to even be more. So probably even less than this. So like you said, if you really want to go for this being your get out of jail free card in any situation, you're going to have to invest pretty heavily.
That's right.
In your loadout. Moving forward, he's also got a legendary, we might as well bring it up now, that actually augments the skill. So normally, all you are is untargetable. You can still be seen. You're not invisible or anything. You don't need Illuminate to see him. Anyone can see him from any distance. But he doesn't regain any health. With the legendary, he gets some health back.
That's correct, yes. Smolder, I believe it's called, will heal you for 60% of your maximum HP while you're in Billow. So if you want to be a little bit more survival, a little bit more sustaining, you don't need the potential damage output / counter procs from retaliation, and you want to play it safe, you can go with this legendary for sure.
And if you increase the duration of this, interesting note as well, you actually get more health the longer you're in this. So you could potentially, if you have a Billow that lasts longer with some cards, you could full heal.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
So cards combining to empower other cards is something that we like to engender in the builds. So definitely try that and check that out, guys.
Thomas, this is a really cool effect. And I mean, this kind of reminds me of Sarah's Shadow Travel a little bit. I mean, obviously you don't have the 3D effects of the world, but what was it like putting this effect together and kind of imagining this?
Well, like I said, I just this champion, hands down, the effects team did an amazing job, and is really kind of at a crux of us being able to sell a lot of the abilities. And this one's no different, right? So it's an interesting thing. It goes into kind of the magic, but you need to be able to make sure that they're visible, but at the same time, it's very obvious that they can't take damage, that they're kind of immune in that. And we wanted to tie that in, of course, with fire and what we're doing with the rest of his team.
Looks amazing. And you saw a little bit of a preview of his F skill, so let's move on to that after we've covered his Q. That's Billow. His F now, another kind of movement skill. It's called Whirl.
That's right. Whirl is the quintessential, I have a sword, I'm going to spin to win and deal some damage and move around the battlefield quickly. It's like a badass animation. It's so smooth. It's so fluid. We actually do some cool camera tricks here too, to kind of like pull it out fast and catch it up later. It's an awesome in-combat relocation ability. Deals 400 damage if you strike anyone as you're going through them. You can hit a single enemy up to one time, but you can hit as many enemies that are there once.
Got it.
As you whip your sword around. Super cool. Kind of a damage version of Cassie's dodge roll, if you will. You can only go forward though. It's a lot of fun. Super powerful, and again, you'll have cards to augment if it resets on cooldown, benefits after. It's a lot of fun.
Sure. And I know we've been playtesting this guy a lot, and I'll leave some questions for Nick at the end, kind of how he's using this, because this could be very defensive, this could be very offensive. It can collaborate with some of his aspects of his ultimate as well, if you want to follow up on somebody, and we'll get into that ult right now as soon as he gets his buddy Victor back onto the battlefield. I feel like Victor has no chance.
Let's get
in
this
this matchup
cinematic.
right
If Victor
now.
could like stand in the center of the room.
Just get some good lighting.
Yeah,
Let's get some sick music in the background. Got some.
Maybe stand a little farther away too.
Some epic.
Yeah. Oh God. Maybe not. Okay.
Yeah!
Hit it, boys.
Oh, later.
It's awesome. So awesome. And Victor's hanging around just to,
He's just like, I don't know what happened, man.
Yeah. So Spite is Zhin's ultimate. It is a hugely assassin role ultimate by far. So we can do it a couple more times if you want to get yourself there.
Oh, it's so satisfying.
Yeah, it's so good. So it's this pretty long dash, 360 degrees, so you can go vertical with it as well. Use it as a movement ability, but you will kind of go towards your enemy. If you hit them, much as you would a Mave dash, then they are kind of levitated off the ground as you do this extreme, intense martial arts sword combatants in and around their face. It is quite possibly one of our it feels so, it's like savage and brutal.
Feels amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, hitting somebody in the air, like just picking out Mandroxus or Drogos and stuff out of the air with this thing feels so good.
And it's not easy either. I mean, the thing is, you can't jump down and maintain your place in the air like an Inara can. Nope. She doesn't just freeze. He falls. So if you want to like jump down, hit someone in the air, I mean, the aim that you have, the prediction you have has to be on point. But he does travel quite a bit of a distance in terms of getting up into the upper ledges. So this might be an escape as well.
I'm a little worried about lazy with this one.
Lazy ult's incoming.
Way to put him on blast right in front of him. All right, so his
Lazy doesn't play flanks, man.
His third legendary.
Maybe some Eevee.
Everybody's going to want to play this guy.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun, guys. Guillotine is his third legendary and interacts with his ultimate in an extremely powerful way. Let's see, let's spawn a beefier target.
It would be
here.
more interesting to see the Guillotine without, I think, first to show what it actually does at base to the Fernando. And then the Guillotine to show the discrepancy.
Show Spite at base.
Oh, yeah, Spite at base. Yeah, sorry. Because there is a big difference.
This
is an actual big choice you're making here.
Yep.
Syntax.
That's right. So standard ultimate will... Oh, it was
That's
a friendly Fernando. You can't ult a friendly Fernando, guys. I'm sorry to disappoint. These ults are exclusive to your enemies.
So, so both you and the enemy are stuck in this combat
correct.
Space for a while, though.
That is a very good observation, yes. So it is definitely a risky play. You are essentially locking someone out of the gameplay for a duration.
Wow!
Boom.
So
that hurts.
That's with Guillotine.
That was with Guillotine, yes.
Oh my god.
What Guillotine does is it makes every single one of those strikes hit for 25% of your target's maximum health. So instead of doing a flat 400...
Oh, the Bomb King line. I was like, whoa, what is that?
The Bomb King line. So
Annihilation.
That's right. That's right.
He goes crazy.
The ability itself deals the 400 flat on every strike 5 times, so 2k total. So you'll be able to assassinate any of your low HP targets, absolutely. But some of the beefier ones,
lazy ult,
aren't gonna be as impacted by it. However, with Guillotine, you become a very effective tank killing tool because it's maximum health damage.
Yes. So this is, and I mean, going back to what Thomas, mentioned as well, this leaves you extremely exposed. Both of you are vulnerable to fire here. Not only the Fernando, who's getting isolated, which is great for setup tools, right? I mean, if you have a Victor on your team, and he's like, yo, I'm going to ult the Fernando, even if he doesn't take Guillotine, he's just sitting still for all that time. Yep. But also for Zhin, who's, 2k HP to start, correct? He's got some cards right now augmenting him. Yep. Not the beefiest of guys, so this is definitely risk-reward. You're going to have to factor
with care. Absolutely. Yep.
Can you heal your teammate that's getting wombo comboed to Mars?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can do anything. You can also, obviously stealing kills is not something that we're too worried about in the realm. But I will say,
flanks have to now.
This maneuver feels so good. You really feel robbed if somebody else kills the guy while you get him in the ult.
Oh man, I've done that though. It's just such an easy shot, Kill confirmed, Thomas. That's what I think. We have to call it.
Yep.
But you're right. You definitely want to get the satisfying victories here. Nick, you've played this guy a little bit, and we've in playtest kind of worked on, how Zhin can come through. What do you think he's going to be best at, and what's his style of play going to be as he enters the realm, available for casual play, but also play at a higher level?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, right? Because when we get a new champion, I go in there, I look at the cards, I kind of figure out what I think it's going to be good at, and normally it's pretty quick that I can just kind of nail down, all right, I think it's going to be this looks pretty viable, but it's not really the case with Zhin, especially just because of how different each legendary is and how each card interacts with the legendaries and the abilities. There's a lot of ways to go with him, a lot of different ways to play him, and there are some safer ways to do it, and there's some card combinations that you can get some serious just snowball, like you could probably take down the whole team by yourself if you were good enough with certain combinations. But it's like the Ultimate's high risk, high reward. You got to get a lot of kills for it.
Would you call him a high skill cap character?
Yeah, he's going to take some skill and some figuring out for sure.
I think that's plain to see here. Zhin, obviously a ton of potential, a lot of ways you could use a lot of his abilities, defensively, offensively, whatever target you're looking at and selecting. But he's going to take some time to master those who do decide to master the Tyrant, probably going to be enjoying their games and the performances in the realm very much.
So can we back out to the lobby with him just one more time, if that's possible, just to take a look? Because he has an extra. Yeah, we have voice pack. He also he has an extra emote than what we usually kind of put with it that we should check out along with the skins.
Maybe let's listen to the voice pack here and then come back here.
Whelp.
Whelp?
Whelp.
Good game. You are devious. Infamous.
VETs and VELs in there.
I will see your body broken and your family destroyed.
Damn, dog.
Harsh.
Give a man a torch and he will be warm for a few hours. Burn his home to the ground while he sleeps and he'll be warm for the rest of his life.
Damn, that's hot.
That's Lord Zhin to you.
That is dope.
Get told, Evan.
That is dope.
Come forward, Welp. Test your morals against my steel.
Oh, one thing about that. I
See,
don't know
I'm
why
a-
that made me think of that, but the Guillotine Legendary does make you charge your ult 10% faster.
Yes, it,
That's true.
15%.
15% faster.
That's correct.
Ooh.
Do that woohoo is go good.
A wise man once told me, time heals all wounds. It did not unslit his throat.
Your curses, and that's too bad.
Honor be damned.
BVGT, I believe.
An unfortunate outcome.
No problem.
An unfortunate outcome.
He's a cold-blooded
Honor
pro,
be
man.
damned.
I love it, man. You know, and I think this guy brings so much flavor. As we, you know, we want to see the match lobby as well as we kind of close out the in-game effects here and get that set up. Let's just have the final roundtable, you know, with Zhin.
Yes.
Very exciting. You know, this is a champion that I think a lot of people have wanted. He has those melee elements that everyone's been excited about. Not quite melee.
Yep.
You know, noticing the counter actually is intended to be a melee strike and not the same range as his normal basic attack. So
Absolutely.
he is intended to be in there.
Yeah, but you were saying like the projectile speed falls off, so you are more effective the closer you are.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And sometimes slower projectiles can be interesting, like Eevee. You know, an Eevee shooting at you from far away or a Drogos rocket.
That's right,
sometimes
that's
those can be weird to.
I just walk into him like,
yeah.
Or you hit, it's like you hit the fadeaway with the slow wing. You're like moving
Yes.
up.
the no look.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Later.
he's got some great opportunities, I think, to be an exciting. He's like a highlight reel if you play him right.
Definitely.
And as we get to the champion screen here, Thomas, you can talk to us about the emote that he's going to be added as well.
Yeah, so with the emotes, he's got his basic emote, as you can kind of see. And then he's actually got 2 emotes that are coming in that should be part of the flare chest as well. So.
Okay.
Nice.
Sweet.
Yes.
Yes.
So a little.
That's a good one.
Then the next one is, you know, when he gets tired from all the killing and stuff, he sometimes needs some rest.
Yeah.
Bonfire lit.
Oh, that is just sweet right there. The smoke around him as well. Oh, man.
Right. So, and then I'd love to show, like I said, the animation team's just been killing it, and it's so good. So I wanted to make sure we got a little bit of time to kind of show these things off. If you look at his MVP as well, he's got one of kind of the more dramatic and one of my favorite MVP poses right there. It's just, it looks so good. So
I was talking to, was it Garrett? I think I was talking to you about this. Like, doing this pose in real life would actually be kind of like challenging. I think you need like a lot of
I
flexibility.
did
and
that on hot
strength.
yoga last night.
Nick, come on, that arm that far back and with the whole that sword is
it's a hot
heavy.
yoga pose, dude.
And look at his knee. Okay, the left knee.
It's not
to
actually
the foot,
on the ground.
It's almost parallel. I mean, this guy is
Oh,
flexible.
he's
ready to
He's
strike.
ready.
And then the 2 fingers out like it's nothing. I would be like grabbing my knee, touching the ground. I don't know. This guy, great calves as well.
Definitely. So.
Solid legs and core strength.
He really does the deed. That is Zhin. He's coming in. It's going to be really exciting for all of us, I think, in all places to see Zhin being activated and throwing some smoke, throwing some shade onto
Blowing smoke up your butt.
enemies. They're blowing smoke up your butt. Another common saying that we have here in the realm. We've got some really cool stuff happening, Nick. It's
Yes, we do.
It has to do with Paladins and
something.
esports. We are going to be adding the addition of some community tournaments sponsored by Hi-Rez. So if you are looking at Zhin, you're saying, I'm excited, I want to play, let me grab my buddy and make a team, grab 3 more buddies and make another team here.
Nah, you just need me.
And just Nick, he's that good.
2v5.
You can go ahead and sign up for this actually, maybe not right now, but very, very soon. All the information is going to be on facebook.com/group/Paladins Community Tournaments, the easiest Facebook group you've ever signed up for. Basically, we're holding 2 tournaments here in North America and Brazil. The sign-up dates are Wednesday, June 14th, and for Brazil, Thursday, June 15th. And pretty much we're going to allow you guys to compete for a prize pool of 15,000 crystals. So if you're like, how do I get these skins? Here's the answer right here. It's you know, you're probably not going to be playing against you know, Bugsy and those guys. I would imagine the competition is going to be available to a lot of people. So definitely hop in, show your stuff. You may have a career in it, may at least get some skins out of it. In my eyes, it's a win-win no matter what. And you have a great story to tell your friends. And the semis and finals, they'll be casted by Hi-Rez casters like Nick and myself. So you might see yourself broadcast to all your friends and a bunch of people on Twitch. That'd be cool.
Get your 15 minutes.
Get your 15 minutes of fame. 21 minutes if you have a 3-3 game on Ice Mines or something like that.
Yeah. We saw that one game in the ESL yesterday was like 24 or something like that. Whew.
And people, we didn't know it all. Made me think Wormjet's Drogos is needs to be nerfed right away.
They were insane.
Wormjet
so good.
Wormjet started out at 100% movement speed, by the way, in case anyone didn't know that.
The horrors of what we have
and
seen.
Fusillade was 100% damage.
Don't listen to them.
Oh my God!
They know nothing.
One shot.
The dry bear days
I
are
said,
done.
what are you doing?
The dry bear days are gone.
That was not. You know what? But there was a lot of testing that we did for legendaries. We did not know, the exact. There was a lot of experimenting. It had to have that. So a lot of fun is happening. Now talking about the champions that are in the game because they're feeling left out, Nick. I mean, we talked about Zhin.
They're going to need some help.
These guys are giving them evil, stares right now. They're going to need some help, so we got to make sure that everybody's going to be able to have a good time in the realm going into OB52. What would you call this buff? I mean, this patch of buffs and nerfs. What would you kind of label it as? Sharp objects?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the sharp objects.
Be careful with sharp objects.
Be careful with sharp objects, eh? All right. So let's talk about this. The first change coming up are some general fixes, which I want to go over very quickly.
Oh, yeah, we got some big ones.
And these are some really cool ones. One of the things that you guys have been, and Nick has brought up as well, there are several cards that activate on percentage cooldown. So what they've done, and what we've done here, is reduce the percent active cooldown cards to now work off the full cooldown value rather than cooldown remaining. This goes for cards like Power of the Abyss, right? Fix bugs with this system that broke cooldown refunds for abilities with charges. So talk to us about what that means.
So a lot of characters have cards like this. It's like do a thing, hit a thing, get an elimination, get a kill, and you'll get the cooldown by X% back. And the idea was that it was supposed to be working off the full cooldown, but it was only working off the remaining. So in a lot of situations, you would get close, and because you want it right back up. You want to do your thing, you want to get your cooldown, and you want to use it right then and there. And it was only working off the remaining. So if you're only getting a percentage of the remaining cooldown, you're never actually getting it off cooldown. It's like 80% of 1 second, 80% of half a second left. Now it's working off, 80% of the full value. So if it's like planted, which was like an 18-second cooldown, you're getting 80% back of that cooldown. So there's some crazy stuff. It's a big buff to a lot of characters. I mean, Shaolin's a big one I use a lot of these cards on. But the big one, I think, is Bounce House Buck. Stomping Grounds had a bug, so we had to kind of ban that card in a lot of tournaments. But now that's fixed. Now that's able to be used again, and a lot of people were running that in their Buck decks. And now they can maybe see a little bit more Buck play.
Yeah.
Andrew's another big one that runs this kind of card.
Yep.
Really, really big, awesome fix coming through.
And just more clarity, right? I mean, that's the big key with this one, the general improvement there. There are a lot of other small things, and I think we're good with all that unless you think of something that I should be mentioning again. But we're going to move into the champions now. It's time to talk about the stay-at-home dad. That's right. He's there. Everyone's out fighting in the realm. He's just holding down the objective. And that's my man, Barrick. Barrick is seeing an adjustment to his cards. One card in particular, Combat Repair. Seeing a little bit of love on the early side of things. So if you want to pick up Combat Repair 1, it'll now allow you to heal your turrets for 100 health instead of 50. And it also has a higher top end, going from 100 to 250 at the max range instead of the original, which was 50 to 200.
Yeah, pretty crazy. So this is a card. I mean, I don't play a lot of Barrick personally, but a lot of Barracks take, stuff like Healing Station to max out that
Forged Alloy.
Be just a little bit tankier. And this is a very common complement card.
Sure.
And those are almost just as important, right? So you take, your intense trainings on cast, you get a little bit more distance on the dodge roll.
Yep.
Those little 2-point, those 1 points are just as important to the overall kind of theme that you're going for a loadout. So picking this up, putting 1 or 2 points, a little bit more value. And even if you want to invest the full 4 points in, you're going to get value at the top end as well.
Yes, and we do sometimes call these, 1-point wonders. I think still Barracks are going to have more of a choice now to say, do I really want to sustain my turrets and allow them to have, the healing station and the sustain of them to really synergize there, or do I just want to have the increased health on them? Maybe Combat Repair 4 becomes a thing. We'll see. Moving on to Fernando, the Spaniard, the one that you are obviously all asking for buffs for, yet no one likes it when Fernando's really good. I don't understand. He just holds his shield up there, guys. I don't get it. But we've heard you, and Fernando's going to get some love this time. Saw a couple of things with his cards that could be adjusted, and that I think is going to be important for everyone to understand. He's got some health cards that have been increased now. The top end of his health card is just not the same as a lot of other tanks in his same arena. So we've upped that to being a maximum of 500, now a maximum of 600. The other thing that's happened as well is that Last Stand 4, very big card for Fernando, has had 2 major changes. One, the threshold from which he will get healed is no longer 50%. It is up to 60% now. He will receive the healing. And he will now receive faster healing. So he, instead of healing for 75, 150, 225, 300, he will be able to heal for 100, 200, 300, 400. So maybe not faster is the correct word, but more.
And at a higher threshold as well. And I don't play a lot of tank nano. I'm more of a flank nano guy myself.
Do you play any of these champions that I'm asking you about right now?
I don't.
Why am I asking?
I understand how they do get played. I watch them a lot at the high level.
What's going on?
And the big thing here is, Ash comes into the realm. She sets a new bar with her health cards. She's setting the standard now.
That's
so
right.
Fernando had to get back in the gym, had to buff up his own health.
I think he's trying to. Get that number, man.
He's trying to compete.
I don't think it's about anything. I think he's just trying to look good. He got the rose in his mouth. He sees Ash.
She's got the toothpicks.
She's looking good. I don't know.
They both have stuff in their mouth.
All right, you're right. You're right. And we don't see him after hours, so we don't know what other. Nah, never mind. We're moving on. It's going to be Grok getting a huge fix here. This is one that I know a lot of people have been asking for, and his name is Rain Day, as well as a lot of other people in the realm. Grok will now be healed by his Tempest. That's right.
This is a champion I do play.
He actually will now be healed 500 health every 0.5 seconds, like the rest of everyone. So you don't have to ult and watch everyone live while you slowly die.
Yeah, that was.
Talk to me about that change, Nick.
Right. So it opens up Grockle. Damage potential still not great, for good reason, but has a potential if you're just struggling to get. You've overheated your staff. You got no other options. You can pop that now, get a little bit of self-sustain. It opens you up to that, but you can now put yourself in a little bit more of a dangerous spot to go out and heal teammates. Before, it was like really only safe to pop it behind corners and have the beams just kind of shoot out healing teammates because you were completely exposed. You weren't getting any healing benefit from yourself, and you were a defenseless target essentially.
One of the only healing skills I think in this game that a healer can use that doesn't heal themselves, which is a very just cool, I think, clinical and just overall pass at just making more clarity for how healers work here. So Grok getting that very nice quality of life here. Let's move on to a couple other things. Anara, just briefly going to get some changes here. The bonus healing received for Earthen Guard is going to be upped from 60% to 80%. Not a big topic to discuss there. It's just going to get an extra 20% when she goes into her Earthen Guard, allowing her to heal up more, stay more survivable, and just compete more into those front lines. I think the changes for when the debuff immunity was removed from her Earthen Guard have been overall pretty well received. She's still got the CC immunity, and now just to help her do her role a little bit easier. Moving on, we're going to have another one that is a big, big deal here. Maeve. Katawash. She's seeing 9 lives get a little bit of an adjustment. This is one that Nick is so excited about because he always talks about this. Actually, the animation time from 9 lives is going to be reduced from 0.7 to 0.4 seconds, so almost double.
Cut in half.
Almost cut in half.
And that's basically the amount of time it takes for you to be able to take action again after you've activated 9 lives. And this is a big one because Artful Dodger right now is one of Maeve's kind of most viable legendaries. And a lot of times, what I was experiencing is the post-hit and the animation time of that skill is so long, a lot of that healing's already been chewed up as you're, doing your little whip-de-doo thing. So now you'll be able to get back in the action quicker, throw a couple more daggers, maybe get a pounce off, finish that kill.
Absolutely. Going to be exciting stuff there. Moving on, there is a couple more in this one. I mean, we stay in M, Nick, and you get even more excited, which to me is very, very funny here. Makoa, the big man, M-Dog. He's going to be getting a little bit of an activation increase, or at least a reduction in the delay of the activation of his Shell Shield, meaning that Makoa will be activating that shield and hopefully saving himself from damage a little bit faster.
This is a big one. So coming out a lot quicker. A lot of times, I don't know how many times I've died while deploying my shield as Makoa. It's all from some love from our turtle guys out there. And some more cool stuff coming for him as well. That's big.
Oh, yeah. The other one happening for him, Dredge Anchor can now hook through reversal again.
Got him. So this was something that went away. I don't know if it was supposed to, but when the reversal bug got fixed, he was no longer able to penetrate with his Dredge Anchor, but now he's gotten his throwing arm back in shape, and he's able to go right through that and snag Androxus, which is a good kind of check and balance to counterpicking Androxus, because he's a guy that, you know, he wins a lot of matchups. He's pretty tough to lock down. Makoa, once again, back in business.
Androxus feeling a little bit more vulnerable now. I mean, really, that is a nerf to Androxus slightly, because, you know, especially in a high-level play, he's just going to feel
one more thing to think about.
One more thing to think about, and that often catches you out, you know, any type of Androxus game that you're having. That's going to wrap it up. Shaolin, oh, this is huge. Increase the volume slightly for the Vigilante Shaolin voice pack.
Turn it up to 11.
Top pick. First pick in the esports. If you guys aren't playing Shaolin, now's your time. Vigilante voice pack is going to be helping you to win your games. Nick, talk about that. How's that going to be?
Well, when you're BMing,
sure.
If no one can hear you,
yeah,
did it really happen?
No.
So there you go.
There
as
you
simple
go.
as that.
There you go.
Simple as that.
All right, guys. We're done messing around here. It's time to get back to the whole crew. Garrett. Actually, I know something even better.
What?
We've got a great weekend coming up, Nick. Do you know that?
Yeah.
It's actually a weekend where we get some extra
the Cavs
stuff.
are about to come back.
2 XP. 2 XP. Just 2. That's right. Twice as many games as the Cavs have won in this series. In fact, oh, Nick, I'm sorry. In fact, it's infinity times more because they haven't won any. 2 XP. No, I'm just kidding. Double XP. That is 2 times P. It's 2X. It's, you know what it means. It means every single game you get, you're getting double the XP you normally would have gotten through June 9th to June 11th. Have fun with that one. Make sure you play this weekend. And you know what? Then you'll have some great results. You may even get a fresh makeover in the realm. May even get a fresh lifestyle makeover here on the... Oh, my God, Nick! Beautiful.
Every time.
How did it happen? So long hair, though. But this is, you got to teach me this trick. I don't know what's going on. Alyssa, hi-res Alyssa, community lead here for Paladins. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Excited for the weekend event.
You're usually over there.
Yeah, I know. I'm switching it up. Gotta keep it fresh.
Yeah. All right. I like it.
Yes, right. Just keeping us
over there.
Yeah.
You guys like not wearing deodorant or something? You know, it's like this safeguard right there.
Yeah.
So, Alyssa, what are you here for?
I've got community questions, but I've also got a really exciting announcement.
Ooh, okay. Let's
so,
go.
if y'all remember last time, we announced the community skin project. So we had tens of thousands of responses, which is really incredible. So a lot of people reached out and picked and voted for which champion they wanted to get a new skin in the community skin project, and the #1 pick was Saris. So Saris is going to be getting a new skin, and we want you guys to help us vote on which theme you want for the skin. So we have 4 sketches for you. You can go on paladins.com and vote for it right now. So you like angelic, demonic, voodoo, or Egyptian.
All right, everybody, give me your flavors. What do you guys like? You can't think about this too much.
No, we can't pick.
Oh, yeah, you have
can.
to. No,
this is about
you
the
have
players.
to.
No, this is about the players. This is for them.
No,
This is for them. Yeah.
no, guys. Come on, you're not showing bias by saying which one you like.
I actually, so as mentioned, these are themes, right? And so I think each one of these actually is going to make an amazing skin. So I hope we can eventually do them all. But yeah, I'm excited to see which one the players go with. So
that was such a tactical dodge there.
Right.
Yeah.
Gary, you're going to answer my question? You like one? You know you're not voting.
I just like to remind the players that these are also concepts that will be fleshed out more in advance too.
Sure,
So is it the general themes that you guys are picking?
Right.
Sure.
And then we're going to make it even cooler.
Yeah, so we're going to take each theme and then going to go back with the concept group. We're going to go through our entire concept, normal phases and everything else, go through the iteration, and then at some point, I don't know if we've talked about when, but at some point in the future, we'll kind of reveal the actual concept for what the skin will be. So as you're looking at this, think about this. This is going to be an epic skin. So you got to think about the weapon, you got about everything, the voice pack, the effects, animations, like just across the board. Like these are full themes that we can go into. So like I said, all 4 I think have some really, really interesting things that I think would be fun to explore with the art team. So I'm just excited whichever one wins.
Same.
So we have 1 week for voting, so be sure to go on paladins.com right now and vote for which one you like best. And then we'll reveal the final concept at DreamHack.
Awesome. Paladins.com.
Yes.
That's it.
Yep.
Front page? No other
yes,
clicks?
front page, yep.
Awesome. Sweet. Well, I've been doing some highlighting of some community skins, and I think there are some that actually fall into those.
Totally, yeah.
that have actually been highlighted.
Yep, this is very much influenced by what we've seen from, like, I love fan art. So, like, if you have it, please send it in. I get stuff from the rest of the team as well, and we kind of spread it around. It definitely inspires us back in return.
Retweet.
So yeah, so definitely hit me up. But yeah, like we love it. We love the fan art that we've gotten, the ideas, the champion ideas, the skin ideas, and everything else. So a lot of that has actually influenced not only what we're doing for this, but also just our normal workflow.
Awesome. So. Okay. Well, that's really, really exciting. And I know, listen, now you have community questions, don't you?
Yes, I have lots of community questions.
Let's do it.
All right.
So the first question is, it's so far what Metrovex. When are we getting a delete loadout button?
Soon, guys.
That would be really useful.
It is. Yes, I know. It's been a big ask with the community for the longest of times. Prioritizing what UI functions goes in is a big deal. There's lots of things to do, lots of improvements we still want to make, and we are. I don't know if I can promise next patch or the patch after.
Soon, TM.
Soon, TM.
Yeah,
it's in development.
Yes.
Literally, I know the guy working on it. It's happening.
He's a great guy.
He's a great guy.
I probably know the guy too. I just don't know who he is.
Maybe not. I don't know.
It's me. That's it. I'm working on it. That's why it hasn't happened.
Oh.
Next question, Designs Next asks, will we be getting a competitive hard reset?
Yes, we eventually we will. We're focusing right now on doing kind of redesigning ranked as a whole, and that will accompany that.
Sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sure. So when the big change hits, the reset will happen as well.
Correct.
Cool.
Next question by Cryptic Monk. Are you happy with the current TTK of the game? Are there any plans on raising or lowering it?
Yes, I am currently happy with the TTK of the game, especially with legendaries. We introduce even more polarizing options. So certain people got extremely tankier in certain situations. Healers got extremely more powerful and could kind of extend lifetimes longer than they would have before. And then vice versa, some damage characters saw that legendaries allowed them to drop the TTK by a significant amount. So if we were here, we kind of kicked it up a notch to these two polar opposites, and it breeds some really diverse gameplay and some really sick moments. So
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does. I think mostly too, it's like it's still even, like it's still the same amount of TTK, but it's in different moments. Like sometimes you find that the early game it maybe lasts a little bit longer, the late game lasts a little bit shorter, but it all evens out in terms of the actual experience overall.
Next question by Juliax99. Sorry, it's so small. Are you planning to rework some champions?
Right now, we are definitely focusing on upcoming content. So it's not out of the question, but right now it is kind of what's new, and we will be always looking at how we can make existing champions better, gameplay-wise. Always looking how we're going to make champions better visually, but definitely kind of our pipeline is what's the focus right now.
Yeah, on the art side, the answer is yes. So, I mean, we do this actually as we go through, as we do skins. We're constantly looking back through older skins and also, looking at the base and kind of improving it, either based on the technology or technique that we've kind of evolved since then. And then, yeah, we've hit Cassie, we've hit a few other champions that we feel are a little bit out of line or don't quite hit where our quality bar or kind of fit in the realm in the same way that some of our other champions do. And we've got some more champions that we want to kind of work through in that vein as well.
All right.
Excellent.
Next question by Inasarek. Will you add any new champions of already existing fantasy races like Stone Warden, Fairy, Blue Orc, Not Lizard, Dragon, etc.?
Not Lizard. So, yes, we will. So there's definitely, I think, the idea that we eventually want to build out the kind of races. That said, there's still a number of races and new kind of like species or types of characters and types of archetypes that we haven't introduced yet to the realm that we would like to as well. So, but yeah, I mean, I think, for a living game, we're going to be around for quite a while. Yeah. And, the hope is that we can kind of flush out each one of those and kind of like, kind of give a little bit more depth to kind of people's understanding of the realm, to the people there, to the champions and where they come from.
All right. That's all I got.
Mermaids?
Oh wait, no, there's another one. Sorry. Zizuman asks, are there any plans for a slight rework of the chat system to add team, match, and whispers, and potentially clan chat?
Oh, I mean, as I just said, we're always looking to improve. Even this patch you guys saw, we've added the ability to block. So always going to update that chat system. It could be a little more graceful around replying, just like /R instead of /R than person's name.
Sure.
So yeah, definitely guys.
Sweet. So that looks like that will wrap up the community questions, and that will wrap up what we have to show you for today's Patch Notes show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Of course, if you were just catching up, the recap, there's the new champion, Zhin, who's shown up, and very, very exciting for the flank class to be able to see people playing with that burning sword. So go check him out. I'm sure more content will be created for him. You got new skins coming in. We've got all these types of great things to be added. So read the patch notes at forums.paladins.com. And that's another place where you can grab the PTS client to be able to play these things this weekend, hopefully. Garrett, when is it going to be out?
Oh, man. On the spot. Once more. Just as always on our Fridays, hopefully it's today.
Hopefully today. Hopefully today, and if not, hopefully very soon, right after that, we'll be able to get PTS. So forums.paladins.com, download the client, play Zhin, check out the new skins, make some content, stream it, have fun. And from all of us here at Hi-Res Studios, thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy Paladins Patch OB52. We'll see you soon, and as always, remember to never give up, never stop gaming. We'll see you guys in the realm.